This trial is rigged.
Donald Trump really struggling yesterday, both before and after the testimony of his former fixer, henchman, lawyer, Michael Cohen. Trump showed up, I would say in rare form, but increasingly this is the form in which we expect Trump to show up, with a bunch of printouts. They hand him papers now, kind of like a toy to distract him. And there's swing state polling, and he gave a 2-minute rant about polling before Michael Cohen's testimony. He had Senators J.D. Vance and Tommy Tuberville also show up in New York yesterday as his attack lapdogs, which we will get to later, but you might see them in the background. Let's listen to Trump's declarations here.
Say that could put you in jeopardy?
So thank you very much. Greatly appreciate you being here. The New York Times just came out with a poll that shows us leading everywhere by a lot. This is the cover story, and I think you'll...
And just as for visual, if you're only listening today, Trump has a stack of papers that he holds up as he discusses these things, while Eric Trump stands in the far background, almost like an ostrich, popping its head up, and Trump's lawyer, Todd Blanche, looks pained. Pained is the way I would describe it.
It's very interesting, but I'm sure you've all read it. Leading in Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, Arizona, Michigan, Georgia, and Nevada. Nevada, we are leading actually by 12 points, which is generally a Democrat state. I think we're probably leading in New Jersey. We had a rally, over 100,000 people this weekend. A lot of the mainstream media...
That number is disputed, by the way.
They didn't want to say how many people, they didn't want to cover. But in fact, I don't think anybody did. I hear the crowd was not shown by the mainstream media, which is what they tell me, but that's par for the course. A couple of quotes that just came out. Fareed Zakaria, no friend of mine. The Trump trial is politically motivated. I doubt the New York indictment would have been brought against a defendant whose name was not Donald Trump. Mark Levin. Great guy.
This is where Trump starts reading the comments of his friends about their opinions on the trial.
Brilliant man. Our judicial system has blown up. It's broken. Andrew McCarthy. Trump should be acquitted in Manhattan, wholly independent of the plethora of constitutional infirmities in the prosecution. It should be thrown out for the most basic of reasons. Bragg cannot prove his case. Got no evidence. And I'm innocent. This is a political witch hunt, and nobody's ever seen anything like it. And it's, I tell you what, the appellate division on the judges should step in because...
All right, so you get it. Trump is innocent. He wants the trial ended and all of that sort of stuff. The delusional nature of Trump in these pre-court events continues to stun and surprise many. Here is Trump asserting wildly that he thinks they're going to win in New Jersey. Take a listen to this.
It's generally a Democrat state. I think we're probably leading in New Jersey. We had a rally, over 100,000 people this weekend. A lot of the mainstream media didn't want to say how many people, they didn't want to cover.
Now, most people who have eyes that function could see that there were probably 10 to 15,000 people there, which, by the way, it's not terrible for a rally. I mean, listen, 10 to 15,000 is nothing to sneeze at, but anybody with eyes could tell there were not more than 100,000 people there. And by the way, the idea that Trump is going to win New Jersey, he's not going to win New Jersey. He said he's going to win New York. He's not going to win New York. Trump also continuing to complain about the temperature in the courtroom.
This trial is rigged. It's dishonest. It's a disgrace to New York. It's a disgrace to the country. I should be out campaigning now instead of sitting in a very cold courthouse.
That cold is really, really not working well for Donald Trump. He would prefer a courtroom that is a different temperature. And then lastly, as far as Trump's pre-trial, this is before testimony, I guess we would say. It's not before the trial, it's during the trial, but before yesterday's testimony, suggesting that there is some conspiracy to cordon off the courthouse so masses of his supporters can't get there, which is, of course, not true. there's just nobody showing up to protest in defense of Trump.
Step in, because what this judge is getting away with is disgraceful, including the fact that we have thousands of people, we have 100,000 people in New Jersey. They would like to show their support. It's like an armed camp outside. You can't get one person within 3 blocks of this courthouse.
And of course, that's not true. They did get 2 Trump supporters within 3 blocks of the courthouse. They were interviewed by our friends, the Good Liars. It's just people aren't showing up in support of Donald Trump. So we've gone over Michael Cohen's testimony. We've gone over Donald Trump's statements before the testimony, unhinged enough. But just wait till you see the after Michael Cohen's testimony videos. From gas to groceries, we still feel inflation, even though it's down dramatically. Things are still more expensive than they were. But one thing that doesn't have to be is hearing aids. Our sponsor, MD Hearing, just cut the price in half for their Neo rechargeable digital hearing aid. So you can now get a pair for only $297. That's less than 10% of what you'll often pay for marked up hearing aids in physical clinics that have a ton of overhead. And the Neo actually fits inside your ear. No one will know it's there. MD Hearing was founded by an ENT surgeon who saw how many of his patients needed hearing aids but couldn't afford them. He made his mission to develop a quality hearing aid that anyone could afford. I have a family friend who's been using MD Hearing for years now and couldn't be happier. She loves how MD Hearing gives her free access to a licensed audiologist who can expertly calibrate the device. And MD Hearing has a 45-day risk-free trial with a 100% money-back guarantee. Get the hearing you deserve. Go to shopmdhearing.com. Use the code PACMAN to get their new offer, $297 for a pair, plus you'll get a free extra charging case, a $100 value. The link is down below.